Good afternoon, students. So, in the last class, we have already discussed about definition of welding, principles of welding, classification of welding, and the types of welding processes. Among those, we have already discussed metal arc welding and flux shielded metal arc welding. So, in this class, we will discuss about some of the special welding process. Those are tungsten inert gas welding process. It is an arc welding process where coalescence is produced by heating the work parts with an electrical arc struck between the tungsten electrode and workpiece. To avoid atmospheric contamination of the molten metal weld pool, a shielding gas is used. This is it is if required, a pillar metal may be used. Then principle of TIG welding, it is such that welding current, water and air gas supplies are turned on. The arc is struck by touching the electrode with a scrap metal tungsten piece. So then welding torch is brought nearer to the workpiece. When electrode tip reaches within a distance of about 2 to 3 mm from the workpiece, a spark jump across the air gap between the electrode and the work part. So then the air path gets ionized and arc gets stabilized. So a figure shows the principle of gas tungsten arc welding process. So the welding continues by moving the torch along the joint at the far end of the workpiece. Arc is broken by increasing the air gap. To avoid atmospheric contamination, a shielding gas is imposed on the solidifying part for a few seconds. The welding torch and pillar rod are generally kept inclined at an angle of 70 to 80 degree with the weld plane. So for welding, a leftward technique is commonly employed. So all these things, they are related to the tungsten inert gas welding. However, then in tungsten gas welding processes, they are using different polarities to obtain the desired penetration into the work part. Then, so those are direct current electrode negative and direct current electrode positive. Then, so the type of current used depends upon the type of application and the materials being welded. The alternating current is suitable when frequency is high enough to stabilize the arc, but the use of DC allows a greater flexibility in operation. So when direct current electrode negative polarity is normally employed for a deep penetration. So more heat it is generated at the surface of the work part. And there is a deeper penetration in positive electrode positive terminal, while the electrode remains cooler, erodes very slowly, and retains a finer point. When electrode positive polarity is used, maximum heat is generated at the tip and penetration is only to the metal surface. With electrode negative, with the direct current electrode positive, electrons bombard the surface of the work part. Oxides on the surface of the molten weld metal interface with the flow of electrons and prevent ready coalescence of the liquid metal. However, bombardment of the oxide film by the gas ions has a cleaning effect on the surface. Thus, alloys which oxidize easily are effectively welded using direct current electrode positive. So with these two polarities, direct current electrode negative and direct current electrode positives, in the figure clearly shown that electrode negative polarity it is used for the deeper penetrations, and electrode positive polarity it is used for surface penetration. However, both are possible in this. Then so all these explanation are very important with the polarities in tungsten inert gas welding process. Then coming to the advantages of This is what tungsten inert gas welding are. No flux is used, hence there is no danger of flux entrapment. The operator can exercise a better control on the welding process as there is a clear visibility of the arc and the workpiece. The process produces smooth and sound weld with fewer spatters. No weld cleaning is required. It produces a high quality weld in non-ferrous metals. So coming to the disadvantages, cost of equipment is very high. By chance, if a pillar end comes to out of the inert gas, it can be cause weld metal contamination. It is a slow process. Separate pillar rod is required for the fill the gap into the metals to be joined. Coming to the applications, so welding of sheet metal and thinner sections are possible with this. Precision welding in aircraft, chemical and instrumental industries. Welding of expansion bellows, instrument diaphragms and transistor cases. Welding of aluminum, magnesium, copper, nickel, steel, stainless steel and all kind of ferrous and non-ferrous metals and alloys. When welding at all positions, process is semi-automatic and hence faster and constant quality can be obtained with this. However, tungsten gas, it is consisting of about a torch then through which tungsten electrode it is passed, and also inert gas such as argon, helium, neon and some other gases are passed along with the electrode then. So when arc struck between the consumable electrode and the work part then, so welding start depositing a pillar material start depositing between the work parts. Meanwhile, a gas shield is formed over the weldment. This protects weldment and prevents oxidation or atmospheric contamination. This is a very important factor in the tungsten inert gas welding process. Then coming to the metal inert gas welding process. So this process, in this process, an arc welding, it is an arc welding process where coalescence is produced by heating the workpiece with an electric arc generated between continuously fed between the electrode and the workpiece. Flux is not at all used in this, but arc and molten metal are shielded by inert gas. The inert gas may be argon, helium, carbon dioxide or a gas mixture. Schematic diagram of metal inert gas welding, it is shown in figure. In this process, the wire is fed continuously from a reel through a gun at a constant rate, which also imparts current to the wire. The current ranges from 100 to 400 amperes depending upon the wire dia and melting point of the wire. Depending upon the current being used, the welding gun be either air or water cooled. Bare electrodes are generally used for MIG welding. The electrode wire is generally in dia of 0.09 to 1.6 mm. However, sizes up to 3 mm are made. In MIG welding, the welding area is flooded with an inert gas which will not combine with the metal. The flow rate of this gas flow is sufficient to keep oxygen of the air away from the non-metallic surface while welding is being done then. Therefore, it prevents oxidation completely. So, there is a slight difference between the earlier process and this process, but in the metal inert gas welding process, in the earlier process then, electrode arc is struck between electrode and work part, but pillar material it is used in between them. So here also in the metal inert gas welding process it is exactly same, but bare electrodes are using them. So however, use of inert gas will form a gas shield and prevent from oxidation. What are the advantages of this process? process is faster. Means because of continuously feeding electrode, it is a faster. It can produce joint with a deeper penetration. Both thin and thick workpieces can be welded. Higher metal deposition rates are achieved by using MIG welding, and this process can be easily mechanized. As flux is not used, MIG welding produces smooth, neat, clean, and spatter-free welded surfaces are formed. Coming to the disadvantages, this process is more complicated. Welding equipments are more complex, costly, and less portable. As air drafts may disperse the shielding gas, MIG welding is not used for outdoor applications. Some of the applications of this process are for welding of tools, steel, and dies, for manufacturing of refrigerator parts, also used in industries such as aircraft, automobile, pressure vessel, and shipbuilding. Welding of carbon, silicon, and low alloy steels, stainless steels, aluminum, magnesium, copper, nickel, and their alloys can be successfully welded with this MIG welding process. Then coming to the difference between TIG and MIG welding, means tungsten inert gas welding and metal inert gas welding. And non-consumable electrodes are used in the tungsten inert gas welding. Arc is struck between non-consumable electrode and work part. Separate pillar material is used for filling the gap between the two work parts. In the MIG welding, consumable electrode weights are used. Arc is stuck between consumable electrode and work part here. So electrodes are made of tungsten or tungsten alloys. In MIG welding, bare welding wire is made of desired composition. Any composition you can make, or it may be also a similar composition. Electrodes only generates an arc and does not melt. In the TIG welding, it generates an arc, high temperature arc, but it not melt along with the work parts. In the MIG welding process, electrode generates an arc and melts also. So in the TIG welding, easier for thin plates and small parts, and MIG welding widely used for thick plates above 4 mm. So in TIG welding, welding torch is water cooled, whereas in the MIG welding, welding torch is either air or water cooled. So you use it for joining dissimilar metals, as in the case of TIG, and use it for joining similar metals in the MIG. So TIG welding is a slow process and MIG welding is a faster process. During the process, separate pillar material is used in the TIG welding. In the MIG welding process, metal electrodes will act as a pillar material. Cost of equipment is lower than the MIG in TIG, and cost of equipment high is in MIG welding process. So all these are the differences between TIG welding and MIG welding process. These processes are very important, repetitively asked in the examination. You need to concentrate more on this. Coming to the atomic hydrogen welding process then. So in the atomic hydrogen welding process, an arc is struck between two non-consumable electrodes. Each electrode is surrounded by a stream of hydrogen supplied to the welding torch from a cylinder. A simple arrangement for atomic hydrogen welding, it is shown in the figure. This process uses a pillar rod to supply the necessary weld metal. So in between the two non-consumable electrodes, after striking an arc, it melts work part and the pillar material together then. So in the vicinity of the arc, due to high temperature, ionization of some hydrogen molecules takes place. Heat energy is absorbed from the arc by dissociation process, which can be expressed in the equation. Hydrogen, when it comes in contact with the high temperature, so dissociates into hydrogen molecules and two electrons are released. This is a reversible reaction, hence absorbed heat energy is given out when the hydrogen cools and reassociates to the molecular form at the metal surface also. The reassociated hydrogen molecules undergo combustion and supply extra heat for the melting of the base metals and the pillar metal. Ionization process serves to cool the tungsten electrode, increasing the life of the electrode. The reassociated hydrogen acts as a blanket to the atmospheric oxidation at the weld surface. Since the arc is independent of the work, the weld temperature can be controlled by varying the distance of the arc from the weld. So, because of high temperature, about 2950 degrees centigrade, the molten metal becomes highly fluid and the metal should be confined and worked in the flat position then. Especially in this welding process, the operation potential required for atomic hydrogen welding is much higher than that of the that used for other arc welding processes. This is because high potential supply is necessary to produce ionization of the hydrogen gas. The process can be applied for both manual and automatic operations. Also, applications can be carried out by melting the base metal itself without any pillar material. The welding of ferrous metals can be carried out without the use of flux, since the hydrogen gas provides a good protection of the weldment. Using this process, ferrous materials can be welded easily. However, while welding medium and high carbon steels, some carbon constituent is lost due to the formation of methane. The chemical reaction of the process is given as carbon reacts with hydrogen, forms methane, and heat it releases then. This necessitates the use of pillar rods with high carbon content in order to make up the carbon loss while welding carbon steels. The process is not suitable for welding of aluminum and copper based alloys because the strong tendency of hydrogen to dissolve in these metals at high temperature. This leads to high porosity of the weld. This process is therefore suitable for welding of delicate parts and for a few specialized applications. Then coming to the advantages, produces high heat concentration. Hydrogen acts as a shield and prevent oxidation. Same pillar metal used for manual and automatic operation. All kind of metals and alloys can be welded with deeper penetration and to the surface deposition. Disadvantages: welding speed is low, operating cost of this process is high, used for depositing large quantity of metals. So all these are the disadvantages. Coming to the applications, used for surfacing dies and tools. Very harder constituents are deposited over the dies and tools. This atomic hydrogen welding can be used for welding of most of the alloys like aluminum, copper, steel, nickel, etc. So all these are the important aspects of atomic hydrogen welding. This is also a very advanced welding process, generally used in industrial applications. So because of its importance, it may be repetitively asked in the examination. However, you need to concentrate more on this. Coming to the resistance welding. Resistance welding processes comes under a pressure welding process. So pressure welding process involves heating the parts to be joined by electricity or by other means and then application of pressure at the joint. These processes are usually termed as a solid phase welding operations since no fusion of the workpiece takes place. Joining is due to the application of pressure which causes crystal growth at the metal interface under heat conditions. Recently, cold welding process also have been developed which use explosives and ultrasonics. Generally, pressure welding processes are autogeneous, that is, they do not use any pillar material, pillar metal, any pillar material. Important of pressure welding process are discussed here. Then So those are seam welding, spot welding, pressure welding, Ferguson welding, butt welding, all comes under, and so many other process comes under this then. So this is what electric resistance welding. It is a welding process which in which heat is produced by resistance offered by the flow of current through the work parts. In this process, the part to be welded or held together at a high current is passed. Due to the resistance to the flow of current, heat it is produced, which is sufficient enough to bring the metal to the fusion condition. At the same time, pressure is applied to the weld region so that nearly fused work pieces joined together. The heat produced by this process is given by the equation H is directly proportional to I square RT, or H is equal to I square RT, where H is the heat generated in joules and I is the current passes through the workpiece in amps. R is the resistance offered by the workpieces in ohms, and T is the time for which the current flows in the workpieces in seconds. Then, accordingly, heat it is generated at the contact surfaces and pressure applied simultaneously. Then, so spot welding, it is an example for electric resistance welding. The arrangement of this welding process, it is shown schematically in the figure. Then you look at the figure, then electrodes are connected to the secondary terminal of the transformer and supply to the primary terminal. Then, and these electrodes are either flat or beveled or round. Then, however, work parts are held in between the two electrodes. Then when high current passes through these electrodes, and electrodes held by these work parts are held by the pressure of work parts. When sufficient current supply, then so these work parts offer the flow of electricity, hence high heat it is generated at the contact surfaces. Once the fusion temperature reaches them, at the localized heating pressure is applied. It is clearly shown in the figure. Then one electrode is fixed, that is lower electrode. Upper electrode it is movable, and in between work parts are fixed. Current it is passed. When localized current heating the work part to the fusion temperature, then simultaneously they are applying a pressure, and joint takes place or coalescence takes place at the contact surface of the electrodes. So then, coming to the advantages of this electric resistance welding, then so faster rate of production. Pillar metal is required. Pillar metal is not required. Then equipments are semi-automatic. Less skilled workers. Both similar and dissimilar metals can be joined. High reliability and reproducibility obtained with this. Then disadvantages: initial cost of equipment is very high because electrodes, copper electrodes or graphite electrodes are using. Then skilled operators are required for maintenance of equipment and controlling the parameters while it is pressurizing and passing current for the time required. Then in some metals, special surface preparation is required. Workpieces of higher thickness cannot be welded because a heating time it is requires more than. Then application, then joining of sheets, bars, rods and tubes, making of tubes, furnitures, aircraft and automobile parts, cutting tools, fuel tanks of cars, tractors, etc. All these are the applications of electric resistance welding. So this is very important, and under these so many processes are appeared. Then those are for projection welding, seam welding, spot welding, butt welding, flash butt welding, and other resistance welding, electric resistance welding are also comes under this. Then but these are finding a wider applications for joining similar or dissimilar metals. However, you need to concentrate on these processes, especially TIG welding, MIG welding, atomic hydrogen welding, and resistance welding. Among these, any two processes are very commonly asked in the examination, especially TIG, MIG, and atomic hydrogen welding. Among these three, any two, and resistance welding. There are four resistance welding process mentioned in your syllabus. Among these, then definitely they may ask you about what one or two resistance welding processes in the module 4. Then just to try to concentrate more on these resistance welding process and special arc welding processes, because they are very much advanced and developed recently. uh, Students need to concentrate more, write a neat figure, write the relevant explanation with respect to the principle, concept, and principle of working operation and all. Therefore, you can able to score more marks on this. Thank you.